another job with a neighboring co-op. So currently we're looking for a business manager, and we're also looking for an admin to oversee the transportation admin and possibly supervise the access program and to also do some evaluation. So the hope is to get 2 part-time people. There has been some interviews done, and there are some people that seem to have a hybrid of sorts where they have some transportation background. We're not looking for totally the CSBO, kind of like here we're looking for somebody with an accounting or a finance background, but we're hoping that we could find one person to maybe fill both shoes, but if not, we're going to fill it, we believe, with 2 part-time positions. So the director is currently doing interviews. We have a meeting later this month. We should have some idea where we're going with that, and I'll bring that back to the board next month in July.
So those 2 part-time positions financially, monetarily, we're looking at the same cost as a full-time?
On or about, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
FOIA requests.
FOIA request, we're providing your backup material from May 17th through June 8th. We received a total of 50 FOIAs.
Thank you. Asset of the month.
Asset of the month for July, neighborhood boundaries at home. Establish and enforce clear boundaries for young people who visit your home at school. Talk with students about neighborhood boundaries and in the community. Expect young people to behave responsibly. Asset for the month of July.
Legislative report.
Legislative report, not, well, Springfield left without a budget, so we're hanging in the balance. There are many, well, Chicago Public Schools districts out there that are absolutely, their start of the school year is based upon a budget being in place. Now, obviously, we're not in that dire of need, but if the general legislature were to decide to not fund schools at the beginning of the year, it would put us in a very difficult spot. It would increase our borrowing, put all the school districts in the state of Illinois. But we'll continue to keep our eyes and ears open as things hopefully eventually progress in Springfield.
Thank you. Building and grounds. Mr. Wilkie.
Mr. Wilkie.
Good evening. If I could, really quick, first I'd just like to recognize and thank the custodial maintenance staffs who worked hard in the days leading up to and during the week of graduation. They put in a lot of hours and don't get much recognition, so we'd like to say thank you to them. Since graduation, we have been working hard with the maintenance crews on moving classroom supplies and department equipment around the district to get everybody set for next year. That will be ongoing. The GCA staff has begun emptying classrooms, cleaning furniture, washing walls, stripping, waxing floors. That also will be ongoing for the next couple of months. I did not have at your places this evening a copy of the utilities and contractual maintenance. I apologize for that. I'll get you one before you leave. But I would like to just go over it briefly. The data is complete, nearly complete for the month of April. There are a couple small bills that are not on there, but it's very close. On the back of the second page, year to date, our expenditures have been a little over $1 million less than they were at this point last fiscal year. I do have to point out on the water bill for April at Lincoln Way North, it's more than double what it should be. There was a leak out there that we were not aware of. It was underground on a frost-proof silcock, so the water would leak underground into the trench. We were not able to see that until we received the bill. And with that being said, that will show up probably on the next bill as well as the meter read date, the invoice time, and the processing time in our system. We didn't catch it until the next bill. As soon as we did notice that the bill was elevated, the maintenance crew isolated the leak, so it's not currently leaking. And we've put into place a internal meter read line on our buildings check form. So on Sundays, our maintenance men will read all the meters. Mondays, we'll check them to reduce the amount of time it would take us to find that in the future. On the next page, you'll see the electricity and natural gas analysis complete through April for electricity and May for natural gas. You'll you'll notice that natural gas in May was up 33%, where in previous months we were down an average of 30%. That's due to running the cogens. As we move forward the next few months, we will continue to monitor that data and demonstrate whether or not the cogens are saving us any money. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Wilkie. Foundation report, Mrs. Lopez.
Good evening. I'm pleased to announce that at our June meeting, the Foundation Board welcomed Stacy McClone as our newest director. We have had the privilege of working with Stacy as a dinner gala volunteer. She brings to our board a dedication to Lincoln Way, a background in sales and marketing, and experience in fundraising. We look forward to working with her. Also at that meeting, the Foundation Board of Directors approved a donation of just over $80,000 to fund grant requests from our teachers. Additionally, the Foundation awarded $20,000 in scholarships to graduating seniors, bringing our current 2016 donation to just over $100,000. Current campaigns will help fund future donations. Presently, 77% of our partners have renewed their commitment for 2016, and we've welcomed 3 new partners to the program, for a current total of 37 partners and $82,000 in pledged donations. As a result of the support of our local business community, the calendar campaign once again sold out all ads and coupons. Each school calendar features important dates and student photos. The school calendars are now available for purchase through online registration. On the alumni side, the next alumni reunion is planned for Saturday, August 6th, when the classes of the Fabulous 50s gather at Aurelio's in Frankfurt. The class of 1966 is planning a weekend reunion on September 9th and 10th, and the Alumni Planning Committee will reconvene in August to plan fall alumni events, including the All-Alumni Breakfast on October 1st. Thank you.
Thank you. Community Relations Report, Mrs. Atwell.
Good evening. From the end of May through the beginning of June, Lincoln Way graduated just over 1,700 seniors. Of those seniors, nearly a third were National Honor Society graduates. Each graduation ceremony was full of support from families, friends, and staff. In April, Keith Wallace, the director of the Lincoln Way Area Special Recreation Association, contacted me regarding the construction of a batting platform for wheelchair athletes. Welding students in Mr. Bisney's class jumped on the opportunity to help out and were able to complete the platform before the end of the school year. The LWSRA provided the students with materials and blueprints, and upon its recent completion, the platform was delivered. The platform has already been put to good use and is working out very well for the athletes. Wallace would like to send a sincere thank you to the students of Lincoln Way. On June 25th, from 8 to 3, Lincoln Way Central and Lincoln Way East will host their annual car washes, which are open to the public. All proceeds from the car washes will go to the Lincoln Way Music Department. Thank you.
Thank you. Superintendent's report.
Superintendent's report, if I could refer you to pride of Lincoln Way found at your places. District 210 graduated just over 1,700 seniors. So congratulations to those graduates. Lincoln Way East football has been chosen for CSN's drive team, so that'll be a weekly spotlight starting in late August and going hopefully until the weekend of Thanksgiving. District 210 teachers dedicate summer time to prepping. Teachers throughout the district have been meeting to discuss goals for the upcoming school year, participate in training, gain additional clarifications for computer programs that will help them in the classrooms. Our departments have gone above and beyond. We greatly appreciate the extra time and effort our teaching staff has put into making this upcoming school year a smooth transition for everyone. Last Monday, over 75 students and teachers attended the Bridge Teen Center to discuss the continuing transition process. Bridge provides after-school programs to help students develop socially, emotionally, academically, and physically. During this event, student leaders from North and East gathered with staff and teachers to brainstorm and plan for the new year. Students discovered how North traditions will continue at East, as well as how the traditions will create new, blended traditions next year. Brainstorm additional ideas surrounding potential summer events, open house, and orientation. Two additional items. Next month, I will bring back to the board for discussion. We are scheduled for the life safety, a 10-year life safety that needs to be completed in the next 7 months. Currently, our architect is DLA. They have prepared an estimate for the project that I have shared with the board. It would be at 5 cents per square foot. In comparison, District 99 Downers recently completed their similar survey at 10 cents per square foot. District 202 at a cost of 11 cents per square foot. District 204 is currently negotiating with a firm, believes that 6 or 7 is in the low range of this type of service. We'll bring this forward for discussion for the board in July. In addition, we've had discussions with Aunt Nancy's Daycare. I'd look for direction from the board at this time. The cost of utility usage per square foot, when you break it out in the buildings, would be approximately $10,000 per building. I'm looking for some direction in terms of a remittance. We would also look to change this term of this current contract to end June 30th of 2017, which would give us time this winter to go through the request for proposal process, have something in place for July 1 of 2017. Currently, daycare fees in the agreement that teachers currently or employees within the district receive a 20% reduction. As next year, I believe nearly all children will be Lincoln Way teachers. That's something that they could consider to remove. Also, in the current agreement, there's an assignment of lease. I'd recommend that we take that completely out in terms of them being able to assign the lease to another company. You know, I would say that we would remove that. But from the standpoint, I'm looking for some direction to the board in terms of moving forward for a potential remittance for the upcoming school year.
Discussion from anyone?
I would probably think that we should be, I know that daycares are pretty low margin businesses, but I would look at something on a percentage of revenue basis that I think they should have to pay.
In terms of the fee.
Yes.
And I think it's important that, I know Aunt Nancy's and the daycare, the reason why we have the daycare is to try and attract the better teachers and to do it as a benefit, in essence, to our teachers. The fact that they're, one of the things that's come out more that's very upsetting is the fact that our teachers are paying, in essence, market rates for daycare when they're getting a break on, facilities. And I think we need to come back to that original thought process that, our teachers get that they pay for the facilities and that they, our teachers get a benefit for them being here. It's got to be a win-win for everybody.
Okay?
I mean,
Go ahead, Joseph.
I think if you're running a daycare, you're going to you have to build in expenses for rent and your facilities, and that should be the starting point, I think, where, when they think, whatever we think the percentage of revenue that should equate to is what we should be collecting.
But for this next year, though, do we all want to put forward that we want a remittance of $30,000 for this coming school year? That's what Dr. Tingley is asking us to discuss as well.
I mean, you made the comment that they're at capacity, right?
Correct.
So to Chris's comment earlier, their business model should understand that utilities are going to be a necessary function. And so whether it's the full 30, to your point of a revenue correspondence, it's time to introduce this, and the time is now. The teachers get the benefit of bringing their students here. They're not dropping them off, having to leave to go pick them up if something happened with their child during the day. They're right on site. And so it's time. I mean, I understand what is done is done. But if we've got an opportunity to recapture some of this, it has to be. The extent to which, I think, is...
Yeah, I mean, my thinking on that is not just setting it at that dollar amount.
Okay.
It's as a percentage of revenue.
Right.
I mean, I have a percentage where I think would be what a typical daycare would.
Right. If you have to look at another daycare that has to pay rent on their own facility.
And
has to
they're not
pay-
marketing.
Yeah, and
And
you're charging the
saying
same, for the same product.
Right.
And apples to apples, there's money left on that table, and it should be coming our way.
Also, Scott, can we look at what the other districts are doing? 230 has a daycare, correct?
No, they do not.
What other districts have a daycare?
Steve, you looked into it. It was Joliet and it was...
The Joliet High School, the two that I'm aware of is Joliet High School District and Bremen.
That's Bremen.
Well, Bremen, Oak Lawn, in that area.
Richards.
218.
Richards.
I
Okay,
can
so-
speak to my own experience, and that is that not all facilities are charged for the usage of a building. And we have to understand also that this is a huge benefit to a working parent that is really hard to put a price tag on. And we've heard from our teachers, and gentlemen, you don't have privy to those documents, but we've had conversations from the teachers who've addressed how they are able to come in early, stay late, be here for our students. And that is, coming from an education standpoint and working with kids, the consistency of having the teacher in the classroom day in and day out is huge to student learning. Huge.
Get a paycheck.
Well,
Okay,
we will
you have a comment?
move forward. Go ahead, Greg. Go ahead.
No, I mean, my comment is, I think I think we have to be sensitive to that, but we also have to be sensitive to that they're running a business. Every other business would have that, and the daycare would still be on site and would be a benefit to the teachers.
I agree with you there, but I think we have to be sensitive to the precedent that's been done in the past and moving forward for this final year of the contract.
Move forward.
I don't think that they're going to pull out on us,
This place
but I don't
is.
want them to have that opportunity to leave us in a lurch.
Can I ask a question?
I think that's important, so you can go back to them and see
Yep.
what you can negotiate.
Yep.
Okay?
We pay taxes for that school.
Okay.
Ms. Muller, can I ask a quick
Anything
question?
else from you?
No. No correspondence.
No, just okay. I would like to thank you all for attending tonight.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And I think it's fantastic to be a board of 7 again. Welcome, gentlemen, to the board. We are going to be going into closed session at this point for the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of employees, and for litigation. May I have a motion to go into closed session? So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Glatz?
Aye.
Mr. Lulo?
Aye.
Mr. Kirking?
Aye.
Mr. Lucetti?
Aye.
Mr. Costick?
Aye.
Mr. Kozel?
Aye.
Mrs. Molinari?
Aye.